All right, we'll go ahead and call to order the Ford County Commission meeting, and this is December 2nd, 2024. And this is meeting 2024-41. We have the full commission in attendance. So we'll start off with a prayer followed by a pledge of allegiance. We have Pastor Ryan Osmus of First Presbyterian Church.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this afternoon. As I was walking from my office, I couldn't help but think of a couple of things simultaneously. One, the adversity of life. I know many at this present time that are struggling with a variety of different things, battling through different issues, while at the same time, Lord, I was walking here and the sun was shining, I heard birds chirping, and just thinking about, as we move through this Thanksgiving season and then into Christmas, all of the things, and even as difficult as life can be sometimes, just the many, many blessings and things we have to be thankful for, Lord. So we just thank you for all of those things. Thank you for our communities, for our county, thank you for our county staff. Just pray that you bless them in their dealings and their work, Lord. Thank you for our management. Just pray that you be with JB and his team as they seek to lead county here. And then, of course, for our commissioners, just pray that you bless each one of them, bless their wisdom as they make decisions on how to guide Ford County, Lord, and we just thank you for their service. So we just thank you for who you are, who we are in Christ. Just ask that you guide us, direct us as a county, in all that we do. We honor and glory for Christ, I pray. Amen. God bless you.
Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, our current agenda, we have the consent agenda in front of us for meeting minutes of 2024, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, and then a credit card statement.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second it.
All right, with the motion second, any further discussion on it? Hearing none, I'll call a vote. All those in favor? Aye. All right, motion passes. Next up is approval for claims for payment. This is the amount of $762,932.53. I'd make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I'll second.
With the motion second, any further discussion? Take a second here.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a motion second to approve the claims as presented. I would call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now it's the part of the meeting where it's open public comments. I don't think I saw anybody that's not a county employee come through. Is anybody like to approach the county commission at this time? More than welcome to. All right. We'll move on to the county administrator's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first item is the county engineer report. County engineer John Hobby-Walks.
Yeah. John?
I would like to start off my report today with a couple of good news items for Ford County. Number one, for the 112 and Outlaw Road paving improvement projects that were conjunctive with the Hill Martise Plant roadway project, or Hill Martise Plant construction. Kirkham Michaels submitted this project for a Kansas Ready Mix Concrete Association Municipal Concrete Award, and it was selected as a winner.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. This award highlights improvements specifically using concrete pavement. The project turned out nice, and exciting to see it when it gets loaded up with traffic here as the year progresses.
So who does that go in front of? Like-
As far as the award itself.
Like it's a
or-
winner, how does that get presented?
They have an annual conference. in-
Okay.
I think it's in either late December or early January, I remember. January.
January 9th.
So the county is able to send a representative if they'd like to receive the award. We're gonna have, Michael's gonna have a couple of people there. We've got a couple other awards in the same for other projects.
Okay.
We can bring it back if the county can't have somebody there.
Gotcha.
And it's a conference for the Ready Mix Concrete Association. It's not like the county's annual conference, that type of thing. It's their own little conference that they have.
Gotcha.
So Brad did get a copy of the letter of the awards, if he's aware of it.
Nice.
The second thing I'm also pretty excited about, the 113 road resurfacing project has included extending the 4-lane all the way up to Highway 50. Worked with the county to submit that for a KDOT cost share award, and it got selected for $1 million reimbursement grant from KDOT for that project. We submitted it with the idea of bidding it out and getting it constructed in 2025.
Okay.
So the county will be getting a funding agreement from KDOT sometime 2 to 3 months from now typically. We can look at the parameters of the agreement, but it's a reimbursement, so the county, as the project is being built, as they pay whatever the contractor is that gets selected for the bid, they'll take those invoices and turn them back to KDOT, and KDOT will send reimbursement in the percentage of the cost that gets awarded from that grant.
Okay.
I don't remember that percentage off the top of my head, but it was like, it's a pretty big project. I think it was a $3 million estimate, and they're running millions, so it'd be around 35%, something like that.
Okay.
So $1 million is pretty significant. I'm excited it got selected. Now, if you recall, Jewel Road, the original Jewel Road construction also had KDOT cost share reimbursement in that 4 years ago, I think. On to a couple other items on the Highway 50 expansion west of Dodge City. With the winter settling in and getting cold, there's not a whole lot of action out there going forward. The next several months, asphalt paving appears to have been suspended for the winter season. So likely won't see any more asphalt paving out there on the project. As far as Ford County specifically is concerned, contractors are continuing to install siding. And they were intending to get started on doing pavement markings this week. They hadn't made it out there yet as of today, which was pretty dang cold out there today too. But their intention was to get started this week. Striping for the first 2 miles, give or take, going west from Dodge City. And so we'll keep an eye on that, see how that transpires. And a few other items to note on the Boot Hill Solar Project. The developer sent a message last week advising that they intend to start construction in the early part of next year and be complete by the early part of 2026, so roughly 12 to 13 months of construction. If you recall that the road use maintenance agreement included a provision for the county's engineer consultant to document haul routes pre-construction, provide some site visits during construction to see how the roads and culverts are standing up, and then do a post-construction evaluation as well and documentation. So my intention is to bring an agreement before the county commissioners, either at the next meeting in December, or most likely probably the January 6th commission meeting. And that road use agreement will have a specific budget laid out for doing those services, so the agreement that I bring will be commensurate with that budget. Something of interest that I have been passed on to the news is that the Biden administration had offered, I'm switching projects here, I guess, for the public that might be watching later online, talking about the Grain Belt Express power line. I'll start with the subject so we don't get confused here. The Biden administration had offered the developer of that project, Invenergy, a $4.9 billion loan to finance the construction of that project. That was interesting. The way the article was worded is that basically they had till inauguration day to get that funding agreement put in place if they wanted to take advantage of it. I think assuming that the next administration may not honor that if they go forward. So it'd be interesting to see if they advantage of that government loan to fund the project. We've been talking about 2 off-system bridges for a period of time in the county that are under design for replacement. At the last meeting I had, said that KDOT had awarded $600,000 to replace off-system bridge 50. That was actually a mistake on KDOT's part. They did award $600,000, but it was supposed to be for off-system 101. So I did clarify that in my notes. Both those bridges were already under design. The thing that we need to clarify is the Corps of Engineers had noted that both of them might be of historical value. So we need to provide some additional information to the Corps of Engineers to find out if they would like to keep them in place or if they will allow them to be replaced. So we're going to start with off system 101. It's really just, to me, a pretty standard reinforced concrete span bridge. But we'll submit the documentation to the Corps and find out how they will allow us to proceed. Then the last thing I was just going to note, this isn't specific to Ford County, but it is part of the US 50 expansion, 4-lane expansion going west. Recently, KDOT issued a public information announcement that the 2 projects, they call them the Western Group, which is from Aerodrome Road in Finney County to 7 Road in Gray County. There's actually 2 projects there back to back. Construction of those projects, or I should say the bid letting of those projects, has been pushed from 2026 to 2027. They were scheduled for early in the year so that construction could start later in that same year. So presumably the month of the letting would still be early 2027 with construction possibly starting in 2027. I just thought that I'd share that with the commissioners today.
And where is that again?
So where the 4-lane is currently, east of the airport in Finney County, it would basically start there and come east into, I think, about 6 miles into Gray County, which would be 7 Road in Gray
That's
County.
4-lane?
To make that all divided 4-lane as well.
Okay.
And then there's 2 other projects that they call the Eastern Group, that are both in Gray County, going from Cimarron west, that would tie into the 2 projects I'm talking about here. Those 2 projects have not actually been funded for construction as of yet, so there's no defined date on those 2 projects. That's the conclusion of my report for today. Plan on being back for the January 6th meeting.
Have you heard anything more from KDOT on Highway 54? From more like Meade to, just shooting up to Mineola?
I have not. I don't remember if they're programmed for construction for a specific date or not. I'd have to do some research on that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, as they award Finney County again, coming into Gray, it's surprising that they haven't done something with that channel. That's I don't know, it's a desire that we all had.
That was a project that everybody in the region expressed as a focus of need.
Top
I mean, that wasn't just Meade or Clark County, that was everybody in the southwest part of the state today. This needs some attention.
I can certainly do some research and find out if it's scheduled to go forward with construction or where it sits.
Yeah, it's just surprising that
Bring that back.
Finney County or that part of Gray County would get more roads when we're already improving it, through that area.
Yeah, and I know those projects were from the original IKE program in 2020. I don't know where Highway 54 is at in that program.
Gotcha.
I'd like to sort of look it up and bring that information back with that.
Okay.
And then back in our county, Brad, have you heard anything more from KDOT south of Buckland there at X Road
As soon as it dries out,
34?
we'll get together.
on
and-
34? That, yeah,
So according to KDOT's information, there is a culvert down there, but it's completely silted in, so they have to locate it.
okay,
And it could possibly be right on between the county property and the state property, but it doesn't line up with the ditches. So if it is right on our joint property line, they're aware that it needs to be pulled towards KDOT's property ditches and realigned
So
with the
it,
ditch.
so it aligns with ditches, gotcha.
So it's gonna take some time, but we are working together in it.
Whatever we can do to expedite that.
Yep, it's just gotta dry out so we can get equipment in it.
Even if it's a little muddier than what we like. Don't get stuff stuck, but
I've been doing that for about 3 weeks and I've got lucky so far. I don't wanna push it too much.
and yeah, stay on top of
Yep.
KDOT about that, 'cause
He's supposed to call me when they get started, so I can start on the county side of it as soon as they start on the KDOT side of it.
Okay, jumped out of my notes as well.
yeah, no problem there.
Anything further,
That's
gentlemen?
all I got.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Good to see you back in the saddle, Commissioner Smith.
Guarantee you one thing about it, you wouldn't like what I went through to get there.
Probably not.
I was in jail for 30 days down in Ashland.
Well, good to see you back, irregardless.
Well, the only reason I got out was because my son come by and took me down to Pratt to have that doctor there put a new hip joint in.
Get you fixed up, get you moving
Well,
again.
that's pretty good shape, but it's, I can't get up. I have to tell you, I cannot get up.
I hope they get you stronger and get you going.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
The next item is the salaries resolution for 2025, presented by HR Director Vanessa Ochoa.
Afternoon. So before you, you have resolution 2024-41, and this resolution is asking for a 2% wage increase for elected officials, department heads, all full-time and part-time employees who do not have a written employment contract. And it'll be effective for the first payroll of the year.
And you said that was 2024-21?
41.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adopt resolution 2024-41.
I second
All right, with the motion second, any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
it.
Thank you.
Item number 3 is the survey GIS bid request, and we have County Surveyor Ben Lobach.
Hello, gentlemen.
Welcome, Ben.
Afternoon, Ben.
The GIS survey department was created, I think, in 2016, and at that time, we purchased a RTK capable GPS equipment setup, which has lasted the last 8 years. That has now died. I'm currently unable to do any survey work in the field.
Okay.
So what I would like to do is go out for bid on a new set of equipment that would consist of a base unit, a rover unit, and a handheld computer, which I refer to as a data collector. I have tripod, rods, prisms, everything else that goes along with the set. I would just need a new setup.
Something you need to go to bid for, or just?
Yeah, it's over 10,000.
Okay.
Make a motion that we approve the survey GIS approval of bid for new GIS equipment.
Second.
And with the motion second, any further discussion on it? Hearing none, I'll call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjournment?
Thank you.
Item number 4 is the National Association of Counties 2025 dues. The amount of $686.00.
Is this based off like a survey population?
There's a formula for it, yeah.
Okay.
They have a basin, they're like KC, they have a basin,
Population.
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve the payment of this dues.
I'll second it. And with a motion second, I'll go ahead and call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item number 5 is the upcoming meetings. We have the Kansas Association of Counties Annual Conference that'll be this week, starting tomorrow, December 3rd through the 5th. That'll be at the Hyatt Regency Wichita and Century 2 Convention Center. That also includes the Kirk Michael Klein Appreciation Dinner. Thank you, John. And the K-Camp Annual Meeting, K-Work Annual Meeting as well. December 4th through the 6th, in Olathe, we have the Kansas Association of City and County Management Annual Conference. We have this coming Friday from 11 to 1 is the Employee Appreciation Lunch, and that will be at the Expo Center. And we have the year-end meeting December 30th at 3:30 here. And that is all I have for the County Administrator's Report, Mr. Chairman.
All right, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And I'll call a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.